Hi everyone, this is Lady T with Lady T Speaks, bringing you the latest in hip hop, R&B, and entertainment news. So yesterday we talked about Jussie Smollett and how the charges were dropped by the prosecutor's office in Cook County, Chicago. Well, I told you that they were going to do a conference, the mayor and the chief of police. So Mayor Emanuel and the chief of police, Eddie Johnson, held a press conference. And here is some of what was talked about. They were really enraged. So the prosecutors in Chicago dropped all the charges against Jussie, the Empire actor who was accused of staging a hate crime attack against himself. The mayor, like I said, Emmanuel, and they called it a whitewash of justice. So, in a startling about face on Tuesday that drove a rift between Mayor Emanuel and local prosecutors, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office dropped all the charges against Jussie. The decision announced in court in a hastily convened hearing slammed the door on a case that became a national fascination and flashpoint with its overtones of racial and political discord in a city with a history of tension over law enforcement. It drew waves of celebrity and torrents from finger shaking tweets as a victim turned into a suspect and then a defendant. And by Tuesday night, many questions remained unanswered, including why prosecutors had suddenly decided to let Mr. Smollett off only a month after his arrest and what actually happened at 2 a.m. on January 29th as he was walking back from a late sandwich from Subway. Mr. Smollett, who is black, gay, and outspoken on social issues, had told the police that two men jumped him while taunting him with homophobic and racial slurs and yelling, "This is MAGA country," a reference to President Trump's, of course, Make America Great Again slogan. The assailants, according to Mr. Smollett, tied a rope around his neck and poured a chemical substance on him. He was briefly treated at a hospital. The policeman days poring over surveillance cameras footage to locate two men. Eventually, they found, of course, two pair of brothers who knew Mr. Smollett. But after hours of questioning, the police said the men said they had been paid by the actor to concoct the attack as a way to gain publicity because he was unhappy with his Empire salary. So the resulting charges embarrassed Mr. Smollett, 36, imperiled his career and raised the possibility of jail time. But as of Tuesday, his record for official purposes at least had been wiped clean. The state attorney's office said in a statement after reviewing all of the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's performance on community service and an agreement to forfeit his 10,000 bond payment, we believe this outcome is a just disposition and appropriate resolution. And in an interview later, Joe Magat, the prosecutor who made the decision, said there had been no problems with the evidence or the police investigation into Mr. Smollett. He also noted that Mr. Smollett had no previous criminal record and said that dropping the charges didn't exonerate him. We work to prioritize violent crime and the drives of violent crime. Mr. Magat said, I don't see Jussie Smollett as a threat to public safety. But soon after, in a striking news conference, the mayor and the police superintendent Eddie Johnson sharply criticized the state's attorney's office and the actor himself. Mr. Emanuel said that Mr. Smollett's celebrity had played a role in the decision, calling it a whitewash of justice. You cannot have, because of a person's position, one set of rules applied to them and one set of rules applied to everybody else, Mr. Emanuel said. Our officers did hard work day in and day out, countless hours working to unwind what actually happened that night, he added. The city saw its reputation dragged through the mud. Mr. Johnson said, I think this city is still owed an apology. At the end of the day, he added, it's Mr. Smollett who committed this hoax. The state's attorney's office did not respond to the remarks. Exoneration or no for Mr. Smollett, who maintained his innocence, the outcome could hardly have been better. After the hearing, He read a statement outside of the courthouse without taking questions. He thanked his family, friends, and the incredible people of Chicago and all over the country and the world who have prayed for him, who have supported him. So it doesn't look like the mayor or the superintendent chief is really believing that Jussie was innocent. But guess what? The prosecutor office had the ball in their court, and guess what? It's a wrap. Now, we don't know if it's going to be some type of civil lawsuit. Who knows? But Jussie's been freed. Jussie's been exonerated, even though y'all said he's guilty. Doesn't matter. It's a wrap. He's going to move on. Now, this might make him even more popular with people because he did beat the charges, because that's exactly what happened. Somebody caved somewhere, But at any rate, that's a wrap with that. We knew it would be some backlash because of it, but it is what it is. All right, everyone. This is Lady T with Lady T Speaks, bringing you latest in hip hop, R&B, and entertainment news. As I often say, make your day great. Live your life on purpose. Take care. Talk to you all soon.